don't have it all together, because we don't have it all together right now. But that's okay. I'm Megan Thomas at Meg Scoop everywhere.
And I'm Marisa Johnson at She Is Marisa J. Make sure to follow our podcast at MNAB Podcast on all platforms. You can check out our website at mnabpodcast.com. And you can also join our Patreon, where you get our episodes live and uncut. So go ahead and check that out.
And exclusives. And we're going to have some giveaways coming up.
Oh,
so
yes.
You might want to be a Patreon member because they have access to it first. Just saying. All right, y'all. Today we are discussing stealing hospital gowns, arguing with the grandparents, and more. But first, you see this beautiful lady with us today. Okay,
Hi.
she's a licensed marriage and family therapist, a children's clothing designer, mother of 3, and the wife to NBA All-Star Russell Westbrook. Y'all give it up for Nina Westbrook. Woo! Woo, woo, woo. Give it up. What's up, Nina? How are you?
Hi, that was really good. I love that introduction.
Megan is the queen. Megan is the queen. She needs to get a job for just introducing people, I swear.
Yes.
Oh, is that a real thing?
I don't know.
Oh, it
Just
is.
introduce
I'm pretty sure it is.
Nina,
thanks for having me.
We're so glad to have you. Let me tell you this. One night, Marisa and I were like talking really late, going through like people we wanted to have as guests for the show. And I was like, well, what about Nina Westbrook? And she was like, you mean Russell's, like his wife? And I was like, yes. I be following her page and she's just so inspirational. And on top of that, you guys go to the same church that me and Marisa go to.
We haven't been in so long.
I know. I am like,
but we missed it. My mom texted me in the morning. Make sure you watch service this morning. It was so good. So.
Right.
I know. I feel so bad.
I know, it's been forever, but I remember like the first time I saw you and your husband in the church. Well, first I didn't even realize who you guys were, but because y'all are tall, I was like, okay, model. And then like, cause how tall are you? 6'1", right? 6
I'm
feet?
5'10".
You're 5'10". Well, girl,
5'10".
you had on heels or something. I was like, oh,
probably.
Okay, model. I'm just sashaying into the church looking cute.
Normally when I go to church, I'm looking like real comfortable, actually. So you must have got me on a good day.
That must have been it. But I was cracking up because it was like, I think that was before you had the twins, or maybe you just had them. I don't remember. It was either, I just remember seeing your husband walk out with your son because he was cutting up. And I was like, these kids do not care. Okay.
No.
These
they
kids
have
are like,
no
they don't.
No.
They really don't.
That's funny.
Yes.
I was like, did we put that we went to the same church in the intro? I'm like, I don't think we did.
I didn't know that. But I do remember exactly what you're talking about. I don't think the girls were born yet. But again, I don't remember. But I do remember Noah acting up, and I was like,
you need to
I remember your husband rushed out there so fast. I was like, these kids do not care.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think they even made a special room now. Like right out the sanctuary, there's like a room.
I was there when we had to vote on the name of the little coffee shop or whatever outside Hebrews Coffee.
That's funny.
I love the name.
Hebrews Coffee. All right, guys, before we get into all of that, so this segment is called Aint No Shame. It is our mommy shameful moments, but we don't judge. So we're able to just share, little things that we do here and there. This week I did this. Let me just tell you, I stole some hospital gowns, but I will explain this. I took my 6-month-old finally to the doctor. I haven't taken her to the doctor since she was born. I refused to take her. I was scared. So we went, and she's big enough now for the gown, like this little cute. And I took pictures. I was so excited. And then I saw like a little blue one sticking out when I was packing up. And I was like, oh, I can give that one to my 3-year-old over here. And they could play Doc McStuffin. If you don't know what Doc McStuffin is, like this little black girl. She like is a doctor. And Halo, my oldest, always plays doctor with the baby. So I was like, oh, they can like wear gowns and switch up. So I like took it out the drawer. I packed it up, wrote it, stuck it in the thing like they were going to know, like made sure it didn't stick out. And I just, walked out.
Now they got property of XYZ hospital.
And
I got home. Right.
That's the thing.
Right.
It's a thing.
It is.
I got home and Terrell was like unpacking the bag. He's like, "What is this?" I was like, "Oh, it was. I thought they could play, dress up and it would be cute."
Has she played with it yet?
No, it was literally like 2 days ago. I haven't got there yet.
We ain't gonna name your hospital because they gonna come looking for these gowns.
Oh, you like?
Okay, Nene, am I okay? I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay,
beautiful.
I don't know.
That's my Ain't No Shame, guys.
Okay.
Well, that's all right. We ain't gonna judge you for that. What about you, Nene?
Thank you.
Any Ain't No Shames?
I have lots of Ain't No Shames. I think probably the one that's going to get me in the most trouble in the future is like making my children compete when they're eating, like who's going to eat the most. And I feel like I'm kind of turning them on each other, but not intentionally. So if Noah doesn't eat his food, I'm gonna be like, well, sissies, they ate their dinner tonight, so their muscles are gonna be way bigger than yours. And he's like, no, give me my food. And he's like eating,
Oh,
but I feel like
good.
Healthy competition, I guess.
Right.
No, that's actually a good. I'm like, wait a minute, how can I do this? I'm about to do this too, because that's actually a good idea.
Yeah, until they're just like everything is a competition and they're like beating each other up over later. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Right now, because your son is 3, right? He's 3,
He's
and then
3.
The twins, your twin daughters, are about to be 2.
They're going to be 2 in November. It's really
goodness,
sad.
they're so close in age.
I know.
Wow,
girl,
I know.
Bless you.
Yeah, I thought I.
It's a lot. But they love playing together.
That's good.
My son is way too rough with the girls, but they're okay. They manage. They're just going to be tough. That's how I grew up. I had 3 brothers, and so I grew up tough, and it's okay. We get lots of little bruises and everything, but they love each other. It's all out of love.
That's good. Now they can all play with each other. So it's like, hey, y'all go over there. Give me a second. Because I have one. And so he's like, no, Mom, you're my friend. And I was just like, I'll be like this every day. Like,
no, Mom, you're my friend. That's really cute.
I'm not. All right. Let's talk about some mommy tips. So, of course, these are a couple things we've, learned along the way. I'm sure a lot of parents out there are dealing with virtual school. Well, this is like a quick, easy tip that you probably didn't think about, but it's like, hey, I use this. Why didn't I think about this? If your child is struggling to read or write, you have resources on your laptop and your phone, y'all, to assist them with their work. And most of this built-in technology you can use for special needs kids as well. But the read aloud or text-to-speech function really helps readers. And I didn't think about that because I do that a lot for like texting. If I'm driving, I'll do the text-to-speech. So I'll just speak it, into my car speaker, and then it'll doodle, doodle, doodle on my message app. And then that's also really good for kids learning, like, okay, they don't really know how to read as well. So maybe if they need to sound out a couple of words, they can use these tools to help them. And also if they're not very good writers, the speech to text as well, instead of the text to speech to text option helps them also. So use those. They're free. They're on your laptop.
What's an example? I don't get it.
What do you mean, for the text to speech or the
speech to
text?
Like what would the kid, like what's an example?
So like, for example, if they're not understanding like how to say a word, they can type it and then it'll say the word. Because like some families have like a bunch of kids that they're having to juggle with virtual school. So mom is like, look, I need you to use your resources. So that's a resource that you can remind your kids.
This is the 2020 version of when back when I was growing up and I didn't know what a word meant. My mom was like, go get the dictionary. Right. So this is basically the 2020 version of go get a dictionary.
Go get my phone.
Use your phone, because all these half these kids got phones. Use your phone. Use your iPad.
Ask Siri. Go ask Siri.
Gosh. There you go. Ask Siri. That's so funny. I went to my friend's house the other day. She has a first grader or second grader, and he was in there like in her office with her, and he was just like, I don't know how to say this, Bobby. And she was like, ask Siri. You have a bunch of resources. And I was like, you're right, you do. Ask Siri.
That's how Halo uses like the TV, and so she asks Google or Alexa. Hey Google, turn on YouTube on the Chromecast. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh.
I did hear her say, hey, Alexa, when I was at your house. She was like, hey, Alexa. I was like, wait, what?
She'll be like, turn on Paw Patrol on the YouTube. I'm like, oh, and it understands. It's crazy.
These kids. All right, y'all. Let's scroll. Let's scroll is the segment where we might take a bathroom break, but we're really just scrolling on our phones to get away from our kids. Hey, so when I was scrolling on my phone, was what was on my timeline. There's a new study from the University of Michigan that found that roughly 50% of parents and grandparents have argued over parenting styles. Now, the top 5 things that parents and grandparents argue about is discipline, and that's like 60% of the arguments. Eating habits, manners, screen time, and health. Now, when I saw this, I was like, I'm definitely in that 50%, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, Deacon Thomas is old school and try to get my baby some ice cream at like 3 months, and I was like, he hasn't even had real food. Like, we're not going to give him no ice cream, Deacon Thomas, okay? Trying to get him to eat healthy, that has too much sugar, it's dairy, all this. No, we ain't doing all that. He was like, he'll be fine. And I'm like, no, he won't. So don't do it. And he thought I was joking. And I was like, I'm sorry. So I've never done this to you, sir, but don't do that to my child because you won't be seeing him. And he was like, oh, okay. And my fiance was like, you're mean to your dad. I was like, this is my baby. Okay. He's not going to give my 3-month-old ice cream, which I think he did anyway, but that's another story.
Yeah.
So what are some disagreements that you guys have had with your parents about parenting your kids?
I'll let you go first.
Oh my gosh. Just all of everything on the list that you just so graciously shared with us. I think eating, it's just like the same thing. It's, they'll be okay. They don't need a bedtime. They can only eat their French fries. They don't have to eat their nugget, or their chicken strip. It's just all of the above, And
I'm like, but wait, you made me. When I
but this is what happens is like then they come back to me and they're cray, and I'm like, what were y'all doing? What happened? How come you're not eating your veggies now? How come you don't want to go to bed? So definitely all of the above.
Yeah. I think my mom got on board with the food thing really quick because we're vegan and she had to learn super quick. So I don't worry about the food anymore. But I think most recently it's been like the gifts. Like, she sends so much stuff and we have no room for any more. Like, and Halo always thinks that she's getting a package from grandma. Like, every time the door rings, oh, grandma sent me a package. Grandma sent me a package. And I'm like, Halo, like, you didn't do anything good today. You like, I mean, well, that's mean, but it's like, you can't expect something every single day. And so like, and then even her birthday's coming up, her 3rd birthday. And my mom was already like, you didn't get her a bike, right? I was like, well, we were planning on getting her a bike.
That's so
She like, well, I already got it. And I got the helmet and I got the knee pads. And I was just like, oh, so I got to go tell Terrell now, like, we can't get it. We've been wanting to get her a bike. It's like her first bike. Well, my mom already got it. So she, I know she's going to listen to this and get mad at me. But I mean, I appreciate everything. It's just like, dang.
Grandparents.
She always beats me to the punch.
Yeah, same. We do lots of gifts. Every time the grandparents come over, we have more gifts. We have a closet. I had to take photos and like show like, look at, hey, see, we have everything, all of it. And I'm like, even for holidays or Christmas, I don't even buy the kids gifts.
Because why? Because they're going to get $1 million from everyone.
Yeah. And then I feel bad as a parent because I bought my kids nothing. But they don't know.
I'm happy.
They don't know.
Grandma bought me this. Grandma bought me this.
Because guess what? When it comes time to buy that, purchase those 3 cars back to back to back.
Then that's gonna be
everybody, right? Because everybody be like, nah, y'all got that. Parents, y'all got that. Like, all right.
Exactly.
So let's talk about you, Nina. First of all, I want to say kudos to you for taking care of 3 toddlers while your husband's in the NBA bubble for months.
Oh my goodness! Now. Thank you. It's been a time.
How is it?
Right.
It's been like stressful. It's been stressful. It's very sad. I think Noah's just about asking for his dad to come home every day now. So it's just really sad. My heart hurts for them. The girls are kind of like, hi, Dada, when they see him. We FaceTime all the time.
Yeah.
But it's been a thing. It's been a time. But it's okay, you know, we have like family here, we have support, we have help. And so that's been great. But you know, we like it better when he's home.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. I'm sure. Now how are you balancing working and taking care of the kids?
It's nap time. So this is what I do when they
Right.
go to sleep. I have a phone call, I do a podcast, I get work done. I keep them on a like a very particular schedule. And we were doing this previously, not necessarily just when COVID started. They've always
Okay.
been on a schedule, but I feel like having them on a schedule has helped me to kind of plan and schedule my day around them and the times that I know they need more of my time. I
Okay.
work during the times that they don't. So
Right,
it's
right,
just
right,
a
right.
juggling act and scheduling and planning, lots of planning.
Gosh, I can't like keep on a schedule. Like it is so hard to stay on a schedule. It just I have the most intentional like okay, I'm gonna do this schedule. I'm gonna laser focus and I'll do it for like 2 days and then something happens and it's just like, oh my God.
Mhm.
It is hard. It's really hard. I think for me, I realized that it was going to be harder had I not done it.
That's true. That's what I
So,
learned this morning. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
the kids, the girls, obviously, when they were babies, it was so easy compared to now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and so I was like, no, I'm going to need them to sleep so I can do something. And I need them to go to bed early so I can have my evening and like sit down
Girl.
and eat my food, you know?
My first meal of the day.
My first
Oh,
like
right.
proper meal where I get to sit down and like have a glass of
Yes.
wine
Oh,
is after they go to sleep.
I
I
feel
am
that.
with you. Oh my goodness.
So there is a lot going on in the world, a lot even going on, with the NBA due to like
Mhm.
racial injustice and all that. When everything kind of broke out, I saw, you and Russell, you guys led the march in Compton. Like, what did it mean to you to be a part of that? Like for you to be a part of that?
Um, it was amazing,
Yeah.
actually. It was a really amazing experience. Russell grew up in that neighborhood. So for him, we could have went and protested anywhere.
Right.
We knew it was something we wanted to do, and he's like, "I want to go be with my people. I want to go support
That's good.
my neighborhood." And so that's what we did. And I think that it was a really, truly powerful experience and something that we'll always remember. And it was just surreal to see so many people come together and with so much well and good intent and peace
Hmm.
and but on a mission, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really cool, really powerful to experience.
Do you ever feel any pressure with that? Like because of you and your husband's, public standing, do you ever feel like, okay, I have to say the right thing or do the right thing? Or are you just like, look, this is who I am and this is what we're doing and this is how we're saying it?
I think that I do. I don't feel pressure to say the right thing or do the right thing. Um, I think that when it's coming from a good place and it's coming from the heart, then it typically goes pretty okay.
Yeah.
Um, but, obviously we are aware, and I am aware that certain things can be perceived a certain way. And like, it's kind of difficult because there's so many opinions and
Yeah.
everyone's going to feel differently about what it is you have to say or share. But on the flip side, you can't please everybody, you got to kind
Right,
of
right,
Right.
just
right.
be true to yourself. And that's what both my husband and I, we just try to continue to do that despite any outside influences or anything else. Basically, we just want to be who we are.
Yeah.
Yes. Now, so with all of that going on with the family, with the house, with the businesses,
Hmm.
what does self-care look like for you?
For me, self-care looks like just kind of having some time and having some things for myself.
Mhm.
Whether that be my career, um, just me time once the kids go to
Right.
bed. It can be something very little, very small, I like to relish in the small victories because the huge home runs don't come across, like they don't come by every, so often. It only comes so often.
Right.
So we just celebrated our anniversary.
Congratulations.
Thank you, our 5-year wedding anniversary. Well, this past weekend, and so Russell wasn't here. He set something up where I got to hang out with all my friends, and I'm like, yeah, we're gonna get turned, whatever. And we were like grannies. We were like in bed at 10 o'clock, barely making it through the day. So many coffees. It was like frozen coffees, not frozen margaritas. It was frozen coffees all day long. But that was like, for me, that was self-care, just being with people I love, people who, support me and help me fill my cup, that's my self-care. So it was
That's
great.
good. That's good to know. Now, I'm glad you mentioned that the whole, your wedding anniversary that you just celebrated, even though your husband's in the bubble. How do you guys, because wait, you've been together, what, 12 years, 13 years? How long?
I think we've been together for about 13 years.
Okay, that's a long time. How do y'all keep the relationship fresh and fun?
Well, I think that kind of just part of Russell's job has been to like come and go all the time. So I feel like naturally, it was nice because it was like I missed him, and then he would come back, and it was like happy. And then he started getting on my nerves a little bit, but then he would leave and I would be sad. So it's kind of always been like that kind of a relationship. We've never actually not traveled, whether it would have been in college, when I was in college and having to travel, or now with his career, he travels all the time. So it's always kind of been that kind of element of we miss each other. So he's coming back, and it's been great. But aside from that, I mean, we just like to do things we love together and just try to be as normal as possible. We love going to the movies. That's our go-to date night.
We don't have the movies.
Right.
I know, but I don't have my husband here anyways either. So it's really not. It doesn't even matter at this point. We did our first little Skype dinner date after the kids went to bed. It was really cute. I had fun. We like to play games on the phone. Like, it's so weird. It's so random.
That's
play
so
little
cute.
Like question games. I know.
Oh my gosh, you guys are like real life loving basketball.
Oh my gosh.
I just realized like both y'all play basketball in college. Like, this is y'all real life. This is what happens. Okay. Because they don't need to do a love and basketball part 2. We just watch your life and then we know what happened.
That's funny.
We get that all the time.
Right. I was going to say, is that the first time you've heard that?
No, I knew that.
No.
I know you got to hear that.
So switching gears a little bit. You're a licensed therapist. What made you get into the family and child industry? Like, out of all the industries, what made you get into the family and child?
I feel like,
or family marriage. It's marriage and
family.
Family.
I'm a marriage and family therapist.
Yeah.
I feel like that's always been the most important thing to me. Relationships, family, people, my relationships with my friends and family. So it kind of just made sense to me. I always had a knack for kind of supporting people, whether it be friends or family members, coworkers, or just associates through whatever they are kind of going through. I was kind of that person people wanted to like bounce things off of, not sound things off of, or be a sounding board. And so I just started studying it, and I was really into it. And I was like, this is me. Like, this feels really good. So that's what I did.
Do you ever like find yourself giving yourself advice? Like, this is what you need to do, Nina.
Honestly, it's really difficult for me to get outside of myself when it comes to myself.
Right.
So no, sometimes I ask other people for their opinions on my life all the time. It's like doctors make the worst patients. It's basically the same exact situation for me.
I feel like we've had a few therapists on, and they've always said that it's so hard for them to take their own advice. like, oh, that makes me feel
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. But I have no problem telling somebody else, you need to take care of yourself,
See?
okay?
Right.
But I'm like, let me, I gotta finish, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I want to ask you about Little Ark. What is it, and how did you come up with the idea for it?
the Little Ark is a boutique. It's a lifestyle boutique in Oklahoma City that I opened 2 years ago now, a little over 2 years ago. And it is, it's also got this community slash family, you know, component to it where we offer CPR classes. We have partnered with local hospitals that come in and teach classes on all sorts of topics. We host milk bars there for new moms, um, or nursing
Wait, what's a
moms.
milk bar?
Well, we have like a breast a lactation specialist come, and you can
Oh.
bring yourself or bring yourself and your newborn or your small
and,
child or
and
whatever
your
or your big
boobs.
child, and they'll help you, with lactation advice.
That's dope.
It's free. Right now, we're not doing it because of COVID, obviously, has slowed a lot of our classes and different events down. But it was where such as a place where you can come connect with other moms and be with other people who are kind of in
Oh,
the same stage of life as you and share thoughts, ideas, and bounce things off of each other. So,
oh,
um,
are you gonna do
and
one in
then we, of course,
LA?
I don't really think I need anything else to do right now. I used to get that question quite often. I don't really think I need
No,
anything else to do and put on
that's
my
good.
plate
You know
because I'm
your
trying to take care
limits.
of myself.
That's
Right.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, I that's the advice I get the most from all of my friends and family. Like, Nina, please don't,
Please don't. Wait, so what
please
made
don't.
you want to open that particularly that business?
I was practicing um as a licensed marriage and family therapist at a it was basically like it was a different kind of school where an alternative school where I was helping students who were transitioning from high school to whether it be their trade or whatever life was going to
Mm.
be after high school. And that was really great. I was pregnant with the twins at the time.
Wow.
And and I was kind of getting bummed having to leave Noah at home
Hmm.
to go work all day. And so I was like, I need to figure out a different way to kind of connect with the community,
Mm.
and also incorporate something that I loved and that I'm really into at the time, which is, shopping, fashion, products, especially for kids, which is what we sell at the Little Ark. I got the name, it was kind of a nod to Noah.
Yeah.
Aw,
And
that's
so, and then
cute.
like also we sell a little bit of everything. We have gift items, home items, clothes for women and men, children, toys. We have a little bit of everything. So the Little Ark made sense. Um, and I just think that it was a perfect transition into that, where I could leave that setting where it was a little more structured and it took a lot more of my like physical presence. And
Mhm.
was like, I want to start something new. And it worked out
Mm.
really well. I got to make my own schedule, obviously. And so I got to bring Noah along whenever I was working or just not going. And it was great. Um,
Having a community is so important for moms, I swear. This
It
is
is.
like
yeah,
it's like the basis of our podcast.
yeah, exactly. This
Hmm.
is what it's
Yeah.
all about, is
Our
that we
getaway.
need support.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
And who
sure.
else understand, like, we being a mother puts you into such a very specific category of people where it's like other moms that you just understand.
Yeah.
Kind of what everybody's kind of experiencing and going through because we all go through the same things with our kids.
Yeah.
So it's really great to have community.
Amen.
Yes.
With having so many successful ventures, how do you keep your identity separate from your husband and his persona?
Um, I feel like we're very different. So it's not
Yeah.
too difficult because he's like in a whole different, he's like known for a lot different things than I am into. But it's just, I don't know, just going for it, just going
Yeah.
for my, when I feel passionate about something and not really letting anxiety or stress or worry kind of stand in the way of that. It's more like, let me figure out how I'm going to make this happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not necessarily that I feel like I'm not necessarily trying to be outside of my husband because I'm really proud of him. And so to be with him and mentioned with him is like amazing to me. But at the same time, I am my own person. And
Yeah.
that's important to me to have my own identity and do the things that I love and just so for my own sense of self and not to get too caught up
Yeah.
or swept up in only what it is that Russell has going on. So
Yeah. And I think that's like a lot of moms, like the husbands,
Yeah.
they'll be working and, like for me, there's like a career shift because now there's two kids and, I'm not working and I have to do this and he's doing this. So it's always kind of like an identity shift after every
hmm
kid. Well, to me, it feels different after every kid of
Yeah.
finding yourself again and then finding, where you fit into certain situations again outside
hmm
of the husband. That's like a whole thing in itself, but
Yeah.
like just finding your identity again after having kids is like such a thing that I had no idea existed until now.
Yeah, I
right.
wish people would talk about that more. I feel like,
Right.
because then you're it doesn't matter how many children you've ever had to babysit or watch. It's not the same as when you
No.
have your own. So it's like nobody ever, as much research as I did, as many moms as I've talked to, as many like, hours on the internet that I looked into, nobody ever prepared me for like, oh, this is how your life is really going to change.
It's
You
gonna the
Right.
never,
whole thing.
it's exactly the whole thing. And so it's like I went, being a later in life mom, I became a mom at like 34, 35. So it was like, how on earth? Like I've been by myself this whole time. Now I have a little person attached to me. I just kind of it threw me for a loop because I didn't know. Like, what am I
hmm
Yeah.
supposed to do now? Who am I? What does this, all these questions that are so cliche, but I really was like, who am I? Like, I know what I like to do,
Yeah.
but like,
I mean,
how does
honest
that work with,
moment, like I literally before this podcast I started crying. I was like, because we have to reopen our business and I was like, I just feel like I can't do anything to help you and I just feel like I gotta
hmm
watch the babies and I can't do anything for our business. Like it was just Terrell was like, just do what you can. Like what? I'm not asking you to do anything.
hmm
But it's just this like pressure and I do it to myself. Like nobody's pressured me to do anything, but it's this pressure to be like who you used to be, and that
Oh my
person doesn't
gosh.
exist anymore. It's like
yeah,
Can I
it's a
just
you're
new
in a
version.
different space. Ugh.
Exactly. I think that was the biggest mistake that I made after having Noah's like, ooh, I can't wait to get back to me.
Yeah.
And I was waiting on it, and I'm like, I still don't feel like me again.
No.
That was the biggest mistake for me. I had to learn that that's not who I am anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm a
You're
Right.
like
new
a new
me. I'm a new
an
person.
upgraded
Yeah,
version
I
of
can't
you.
have expectations of myself pre kids for my
Yeah.
now mother of three self. Um, and I think it did create a lot of anxiety because, and pressure trying to live up to something or trying to be something that it just wasn't, it just wasn't attainable anymore. Like, I can't go to dinner at 11 anymore. I'm not that cool. Like, I'm
No.
Right.
tired. I want to go
No.
to bed. I want to
That's
be back
right.
home by 11 at the
Thank
latest.
you. Thank you.
I went to bed
But
at 9 o'clock the other day. Okay. 9 o'clock and was
mhm,
out.
Oh,
yep, that's
I
just
still be
That's
I
a
still
good
be trying to go to
day.
bed late and it doesn't work. And I'm like, I gotta stop doing it. My body's old, my baby's no, I gotta go to bed now.
He don't care. They're gonna be up in the morning, whether or not you're
Right.
tired. You stay up late. You stay up late. You're gonna be hurting in the morning. So
Right. It's a punishment for yourself, okay?
right.
Don't do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
All right, so as if you're not busy enough, Nina, you just added a new venture, a children's clothing line called Mini Brook. What
Mm-hmm.
made you create this line? I went on the site, by the way. Looks fantastic.
I need to get me
Thank
Love it.
some.
you. Thank
It's so
you.
cute. The joggers, the warm up suit. Oh my gosh, I love it. So what made you go, okay, I'm gonna add this to my plate?
Um, I love kids' clothes. Number one, I obviously have three of them, so I was kind of shopping around a lot, trying to figure out what made the most sense for us. And I was like, I could do this. I can make children's clothing. Even especially with my girls, when they were born, they were really tiny. I was looking at old photos of them like, oh my God, how are they that small? And it made me cry because I'm like, why are they not this small anymore?
Right.
Um, but they were so tiny and we didn't have any clothes that fit them. And so I'm like, well, I need to make some preemie clothes. Because most people don't know when they're gonna have a small child, but as a twin
Right.
Right.
mom, I kind of had an idea my kids would be a little smaller than average, and so those kinds of details from my own experiences kind of played in and tied into my decision to start a clothing line. Um, and it just I feel like it's been so fun. The kids hate trying on clothes. I get all the samples in and I make them try everything and they hate it. But then they love, except Sky. She's my only one. She likes trying on clothes. But I just really wanted, I felt like it was something that I was really genuinely passionate about. And it was something that I wanted to pursue. And I'm happy I did. I feel like I'm having the best experience and just learning and growing. And I really love it.
Oh yes, don't worry. Maverick will be in a mini book jumpers jogger
Right.
suit
I'm like,
this
send some
fall.
over
And
here,
yeah,
okay?
it was. I mean, I was like these, and I love how they're just all like it's like muted colors, so it's unisex. You can boy or girl, they can wear them. I love it,
Yes,
and it looks
that
so
was
comfortable.
key because I have my girls, I have Noah. I don't want like I was never into pink.
Yeah,
Mm,
I was never very girly girl and frills and ruffles. I'm like anything like all of them can wear everything except for
that's
I wouldn't
good.
put Noah in the dress.
Right.
But all of them can wear everything. His daddy wears bright loud colors too, so he wears the yellow pants and the pink. It doesn't matter. It's
And
easy.
then you can pass them down. So from him to that's
Yeah,
perfect. Oh,
exactly.
that's perfect.
oh, that is so great.
So can you also add that sage color jogging suit in adult size so I could
Match
I
with my
wear it
can,
with my
baby.
you
son?
know what,
It's cute.
mommy and me. Look out for mommy and me on the
Yes.
horizon. I don't know. We'll see. I get a lot of requests, so you
I know
know.
because the way it's made, it looks so comfortable and like the material looks so it looks so great. So I was like, hold on, is
She
this
got
coming in my
my
size?
size.
Yeah, it's meant to be, we mill and dye all of our fabrics in LA. It's
Huh.
meant to be like high quality so that you
Yeah,
can pass it on to their siblings or cousins or whomever. Baby clothes are so tough, they grow out of them so quickly.
Girl,
yes,
But
man.
we kind of just we have our few pieces, we wash them every day. The kids wear them all the time and they still look great. They
Mhm.
hold up really well and they pretty much just improve with washes and with wears.
Oh, I need to
And
get
that
me
was
some
the
of these.
key, sustainable
Yes,
baby clothes. Yeah.
yes. Hand me downs, perfect hand me downs. All
Pass
right,
pass them on. We say
pass them
Oh,
pass them
on.
on.
Perfect pass them
Pass
ons.
them
All
on.
right.
so Nina, what is next for you personally, professionally? I know you don't want to take on any more projects, but
I don't want to take on, I mean, I don't, it just depends. I kind of just go as I go, and if something feels good to me, then I'll roll with it. I don't want to start any more businesses right now,
mm,
but I am definitely looking to exercise my um, professional knowledge a little bit more with my website, nina-westbrook.com, where we're just going to be like a resource center and house lots of information. I like to write. My undergrad is actually in English. And so I'm like,
that's why you're well spoken.
I want to write. I want to write. I want to share my thoughts and ideas, relate and connect with other moms, just like you guys are doing. And so lots of stories, personal stories, and different things that I'm kind of experiencing with my own kids and through my own experience in like career wise, relationships, and life. Um, are going to be, they're just featured on my website. Every now and then I'll have like guest writers and different people come in and share their perspectives and their expertise, which I think is important to have like a well-rounded um, source of information for everyone. And so I've been really working on that. I think it's been really fulfilling.
And it looks so nice. You have a really nice website.
I know. Who did your website?
Reading your articles. You're a really good writer too.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We're reading them, girl. Don't worry.
That's a compliment coming from Megan, because Megan is like punctuation.
I would have been like, there's a couple of punctuation errors. No, none of that, girl. Everything is proofread.
I am too. Because of people like you, I have to make sure. Make sure that we're on point.
Because I am one of those people that will send a message on the contact us page. I'll be like, hey, just so you know, on this page, there is a misspelling.
And you know what? I welcome it. So if ever on Instagram you see me and I said just in the DM, not in the comments.
I didn't know there was people like that. I did not know that. I didn't know there were people who did that until someone did that to our business. Like they had said there was missing a dash in one of our, like, the way we say co-working. They said we were missing a dash in one like section. And I was like,
it wasn't me, I promise.
You caught that?
And even if it was, who cares? We'll fix it. But send it in the DM. That's the biggest thing. I'm all for constructive criticism. DM me. Don't put in my comments and try to blast me. That's a little shady.
Delete. Oh, this was great. This was great. So our last section is called I'm Fine. It is a little inspiration before we kind of get out of here. And you know, usually when you go up to a mom and you ask them how they're doing, they say, I'm fine. So we know you're not. So in memory of Chadwick, who recently passed away, I found a quote from him, and it is, when I stand before God at the end of my life, I would hope that I would not have a single bit of talent left and could say, I used everything you gave me, Chadwick Boseman. And I just thought, you know, we are all professional working mommies. We aspire to do so much. We're so hard on ourselves sometimes, but we're using the gifts, you know, that God gave us. And we're using it to help other people, to touch somebody, to help somebody. And I just think that was great because he had such an impact on so many people's lives. I know, like, I can remember what I wore, the lipstick I wore to go see Black Panther. I was so excited. So, you know, he touched so many people. So I just thought that was a great quote for, you know, us mamas out here are trying to do so much, accomplish so much. We will do that. If it's our gift to do, it will come to life. So that's my moment. It's a little inspirational and sad.
It is, but you better preach on, preacher. And we met Chadwick, remember, at the bar.
I didn't want to... Yeah, we did.
Us and our men, we met him at the bar. If you want to hear that story, log on to our Patreon. We'll give it to you.
Yeah, we'll tell you that story. It's another day.
Nina, thank you so much for joining us. I wanted to say this. We had Mia Wright on here, who's you know part of the NBA Wives Association.
Mia.
She is like
she is the president.
Yes. Oh, the president. And I will tell you, I was just like, I love you guys. I can like understand why y'all are cool, why y'all are in this organization. You NBA wives have it together. You are a classy bunch of ladies.
Thank you.
I love you guys so much.
Thank you. It was so great to hang out with you guys. You're amazing.
Thank you.
Thanks. We'll see you in church when church happens again.
Yeah, when we get back. We'll be back. When we're back, we'll be back.
When church is open,
we're going to be in church
there.
with our little mask on. And
oh, Lord.
It's already sometimes
trying to sing
hot, so it'll be we'll have like little mask sweat marks.
I didn't even know that. I used to teach the preschool class, and I was thinking, how would that happen? How would class at church happen for kids? Because I feel like the amount of children that we have, I would just be like, look, the Holy Spirit gonna have to watch all today, because I don't know how I'm gonna get this cleaning and these mask patrol. I don't know how I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
Hopefully.
Thank you guys so much for taking a break with us today. We hope you take a break with us again next week, because we've got more shows coming with more mommy and daddy guests. Please follow our guest, Nina Westbrook, at Nina Westbrook, right? That's it, right?
At Nina Westbrook. That's it.
And what's your website, so they can go visit your beautiful website?
Yeah, go look at my beautiful website, as Meg says. And it's just nina-westbrook.com. Don't forget the dash, because I don't want anybody coming for you.
For sure. All right, y'all. I'm Megan Thomas at Meg Scoop everywhere. And for exclusive footage and giveaways, be sure to click our Patreon link and become a patron of Mommy Needs a Break.
Yay! And I'm Marisa Johnson. Make sure to follow me at She Is Marisa J, and make sure to visit our website at mnabpodcast.com. And we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.